Hello everybody. Today is the 18th of May 2024. I'm working between rain showers today, so I'm going to work on the cruise control some more, do some testing of relays, see if I can fix something with that. And if I get done with that, then I'll want to move on to the low fuel warning relay system. No big plans beyond that right now. All right, I'm working on my perfect circle servo units for the speed control right now. Um, this is the one that was on the car originally, on my car originally. It's pretty clean inside. Doesn't look like there's anything really wrong with it. The only thing I found very curious was that you can actually see all the way through on one of these vacuum lines, the one that goes to the bellows to operate the accelerator linkage. That opening actually goes all the way through into this uh, cavernous spot in here where all the controls are and everything. I guess that's why it had a paper gasket to seal it. I didn't realize that vacuum is actually flowing all the way through this unit all the time. At least that's what it appears. I wanted to make sure that same opening existed on the other one, the one that I got from Brian in Kentucky. When I took this one apart, it's in really sad shape inside, which doesn't surprise me. I think that car he got this off of was probably sitting outside with the hood open or something, because everything inside here is rusty and corroded and nasty, and what's left of the gasket just kind of fell out. So I'm just trying to get this to a point where I can look to see if that passage goes all the way through on this one as well. And if it does, when I reassemble this, I sprayed some silicone lubricant on the nylon gears here and the moving parts, since I got it open anyway. So once I determine that, whether or not that thing goes through all the way, I'll decide how to go next. But I think I'm going to have to replace this paper gasket with just a bead of silicone lubricant, or not lubricant, silicone RTV sealant to seal it back up. When I looked a little closer, and it's really hard to show you what I'm talking about because it's kind of straight down from here and it's buried, you can see it right in the middle there. It's not really even focused. There's this little slot looking thing. That's the vacuum port, the output port that goes to the bellows. And it looks like there's a thin little piece of plastic that kind of slides over the top of it. And I imagine that's how it regulates how much vacuum gets sent to the bellows to control, how much of acceleration, how much it moves the accelerator linkage. Very complex electrical mechanical unit, it looks like to me. So I'm just going to put it back together and hope for the best. All right, these are the main relays of the cruise control or speed control unit. These are the good ones from my servo that I've now reinstalled in the car. I won't be running the car though for 24 hours to make sure I don't apply any vacuum. Hopefully that'll seal again. I'm a little concerned because one of these terminals, when I pulled this plug off over here just to check the condition of the terminals, was loose. So I don't know, this servo unit I am suspicious of. On the other hand, I'm also suspicious of one of these relays. One of them, when you apply power to it, you can hear it clicking. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I can hear it clicking. The other one up here doesn't do anything. And both of these old ones here are both bad. I mean, look how rusty and crappy they are, so I'm not surprised about that. So I think what I'm going to do is take this one off, take it apart, and just look inside. I mean, it doesn't appear to work anyway, so I can't really hurt anything. So this is the relay removed now. Getting one of these apart looks pretty straightforward. I think I just need to get a screwdriver down on those little tabs, bend them out a little bit, and then pull the cover off. We'll see what it looks inside. So here's what the relay looks inside. It looks beautiful, actually. It's very clean, shiny. I don't see any corrosion or anything at all. There's no corrosion at all at the contact points up here. Wonder how long this relay has been out of commission. I find this little tab here interesting. It looks like it's designed to just touch the side of the housing to provide some kind of ground, I assume. I'm not really sure. But now that I have this thing naked, I'm going to go back to the car with my source of power and see if I can get it to activate. All right, playing around with this, I was able to get it to activate by hitting this center terminal here. You can see how it works right there very well. What's interesting is when it was mounted in the housing over here, it wasn't doing that. When I applied power to that center terminal, nothing was happening, which tells me perhaps this little ground strap wasn't working right. So I'm going to see if I can get that to ground properly and try this again, mounted on the car. So I noticed when I was trying to slide this into the housing here, that little tab doesn't even look like it's touching the side like it's supposed to. So that may have been the whole problem with this thing. It seems to me a better fix is to just solder a piece of wire to that little terminal there and just send it off to ground, because then I could guarantee that it would be grounded. So I think I'm going to take that approach instead. All right, I lied. I didn't put a ground wire on this relay after all. What I did instead was I bent that little tab out further so that it would force it into contact with the side of the housing, and it works. So now when I hit the center here, you can hear it clicking. At least I hope you can hear it. I can hear it. So now both relays click like they're supposed to. So I'm hopeful that that might be enough to get the cruise control to work. Now I wish that I hadn't taken the servo apart. Now I have to wait 24 hours for that RTV sealant to cure before I can even start the engine, and that's fine. Patience, patience, patience. I'll give credit to Tony Bolin. He was the one that told me he's never seen one of these servos fail before. He said to focus on the relays, so that's what I did. And it turns out this relay wasn't working at all, and that's probably why it was so clean inside. No evidence of pitting or anything on the contacts, so probably been out for a long time. So I can't wait to try this out. I'm curious now in the car what happens when I turn the unit on. I mean, it's not running or driving or anything, so it may not do much of anything, but let's see. Oh, turn it on here. Uh-oh. It's not staying on. Now, I don't know if that's because, interesting. I was having that problem before. So, I do hear a relay clicking under the hood, but it's not staying on. Looks like I might have some more work ahead of me. We'll see. Alright, I figured it out. That relay that I just repaired wasn't plugged back in. Well, I feel kind of silly, so I plugged it in, and now it's staying on. Turning off, turning on. So that's good. Of course, I don't expect the stock to do anything right now since the car is not moving. Ah, but I do hear clicking going on. That's a good thing. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, good. So in 24 hours, when I take this thing for a drive, maybe, I'll have a working cruise control. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, since I had good luck with the cruise control, even though I haven't road tested it yet, got that relay working. So I'm going to take a look at the low fuel warning light relay, which is right here. It's this blue plug. And Brian, the guy I bought the engine or transmission from, gave me a nice write-up several months ago about how to test all that. Plus I've got my schematic here from the shop manual. So I'm just going to jump right to the bottom of his troubleshooting rather than following it step by step. Yeah, I know I should be following it from the top, but that's okay. I'm going to ground the, where is it? The green/white wire and see if the light turns on. I'm going to jump to that step. So that's this bottom terminal right there, that green wire with the white stripe. I'm going to ground that with the ignition on and see if the light comes on. So here's the test inside the car. I've grounded that wire. I'm going to turn the ignition to the on position, and you can see the low fuel warning light immediately comes on. So to me, if I understand the verbiage here correctly, and here's where I grounded it, that probably means that relay is bad. So I'm going to test that relay, much like I did the other one over there, and see if I can get it to work or not. All right, I'm calling it quits for the day. I got a couple of minor things done. Pretty excited about the cruise control when I found that bad relay, and I was able to repair it. Of course, I can't test drive the car yet. I got to wait for that sealant to dry, so maybe tomorrow evening I'll go test the cruise control out. And I was working with Brian a little bit on troubleshooting that low fuel warning relay, and I found the relay itself is fine. So that points to the sending unit or the wiring at the back of the car is where the problem is, why the low fuel warning light didn't come on when it should have. But that's all I'm going to do today. Have a good evening. Thank you.